Have you ever wondered the layers of life and the wonders that God has to offer in the ways of the co-alignance and unitingness? Well, be ready, because this puzzle is about to be pieced. Stay tuned and sing along. We have the supernovas, we have the quasars, we have the nebulas, we have the waves and rays, we have the particles, we have the white holes, wormholes, black holes, space-time itself. We have the comets, meteorites, meteoroids, meteors. We have the asteroids, fireballs. We have the planets, floating planets. We have the sun that is 93 million miles away in approximation. We have the magnetic fields, the gravitational fields. We have the exoplanet, exoplanet Earth. We have the ozone layer, layers of the atmosphere, the troposphere to which we breathe. We have the crust of the earth beneath our feet. Wow! We have the crust, the titanic plates, and the mantle and the core of the earth. We have the land and the ocean creatures. We have the amphibians, then we have the government. We have the metaverse metadata organization. Then we have the plants, excellent diligence, very good. We have the farmers, the inventors, manufacturer machine labelers, packagers. Then we have the cargo ships, cargo planes, cargo trains, cargo trucks, cargo cars, cargo subways, cargo drones even. Then we have the stores, then we have the associates. Very good. And the sports and careers of unitingness. Very good. All done in timeliness. Very good. But then we have climate change. Oh no! And what we can do to end climate change. Cygnus serve on water, electric, and toilet paper. Never pollute the air, never litter. Clean out your air conditioners. Remember to donate, reuse, and recycle. Remember to take your bicycle instead of your car. We can make a difference, we can go very far. Be the answer to what we pray and help end climate change. Be the answer to what we pray and help end climate change. Stay tuned to learn about the Earth of our planet. Give a like and subscribe if you're glad that you learned this. Planet Earth is the third planet from the Sun, 93 million miles away in approximation, revolving around the Sun as a complete cycle of a year. With the moon near, the planet Earth rotates upon the planet's axis, with the cycle as a 24-hour basis. The layers of the Earth starts with the magnetic fields that protects the Earth from dangers. Now let's learn the atmosphere layers. The exosphere is about 3,000 miles. Satellites can stay there for a long while. The thermosphere being 75 through 400 miles far. That layer is where the northern lights are. The mesosphere can have meteor showers. Traveling through that 50-mile layer would take hours. To remember the layer of the stratosphere, think of strat like status of the weather. Weather balloons in the stratosphere layer, about 25 to 31 miles. Wow! Learning should make us all want to smile. The troposphere is the layer that we breathe. Now let's focus on what is beneath our feet. We have the crust, the titanic plates, and the mantle and the core of the earth. Then we have the land and the ocean features. We have the 7 seas. Tune in and sing along with me. We have the ocean of the North Atlantic, as well as the Atlantic of the South. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you are learning now. We have the ocean of the South Pacific. Then we have the Pacific of the North. So much pressure at the bottom of the seashore. The Sea of the Indian Ocean goes as deep as 12,274 feet. The Arctic is shockingly cold, with the ice being a heavy load. Now that we learned about the ocean, now it is time to learn condensation. The water evaporates from the lakes, rivers, ponds, and seas into tiny little droplets that you cannot even see. At the top, that forms the clouds, until that gets heavy enough to rain down. The clouds rumble from the ions in the clouds. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you love to learn this now.
Have you ever wondered why it gets so cold at the end of the year? Spending so much on thermal gear. Or why it gets so hot in the middle of the year. Or why the leaves fall when the winter is near. Or why the time goes forward and back at some point on the clock. Or why the sun shadows place changes on the rock. Or what explains the shopping gear reasons. This is because of the seasons. What makes the seasons? The tilting of the earth around the sun. Yes, rotation. That explains why the rock shadow had a different location. To answer the question, when the weather is cold, that is the winter season. And that explains the winter gear. Now let's answer about the heat in the middle of the year. Summertime is a great time to stay. Sunscreen to avoid sun rays. And being cautious with heat waves. Why do the leaves fall when the end of the year is near? This is the season of fall, time of raking and cleaning. Now let's go into the season of plant sprouting, the season of spring, when farmers are ready for gardening. Why does time go forward and back at different times of the year? This is due to the earth tilting, my dear. The time that we can make more clear is spring forward, fall back. The season's time fact. The spring goes forward in time, and the fall goes back in line. The spring is the start of the year, then next is summer, then fall, then the winter, and that is all of the seasons. Glad to answer all of your questions. Like, share, promote, and subscribe if you love these lessons.
When it comes to the many species of life, none is exact and all grows at a different time. We have the creatures of the ocean, we have the creatures of the land, so many different kinds to understand. We have creatures like sheep that makes clothes for you and me, with the wool that they grow on their skin. Then we have the largest creatures of the land called elephants. We have turtles with external skeleton shells. We have ants that are never usually by themselves. They are much smaller to life, yet they make the biggest anthills sometimes. We have the birds that can fly. Then we have the frogs that sometimes try as they leap so far, but they can only jump as high as they can go. But that is a further jump than the other ones would show, besides a kangaroo. And on one leg stands the pink flamingo. In the distance, a flying jump from the flying squirrel. So many different species in just one world. We have the penguins living in the cold, some of them from different places to be told. The panda eats things like bamboo, and the deers and horses have hoof-like shoes. The amphibian creatures live both on the land and in the waters too. When it comes to the ocean, there are so many creatures to go through, like the octopus with 8 legs, sticky pieces, and a big head. We have the whales, the biggest creatures in the world. They could be as large as a house. Then we have the dolphins that sings very loud. Then we have the puffer fish that gets really big. Then we have the shiny ones, and even ones that glow. When it comes to the many species of the world, did you know that all is unique, special to life and tea? Do not forget the monkey that swings from tree to tree. Then we have the leopard, as well as the tiger. So many species in the world that just seem so much brighter. Shocking to know that all of these creatures live together in one image. There are so many creatures that we are missing. Let's try to include them. We have a poodle, a different species of dogs, curly kinds of hairs that they grow and shed off. We have the pig that tries to go oink oink, empowerment to anoint, to know all those species of love. All are very special and all grows at a different time. Then we have the snail that likes to live in his shell, insects and bird-like quails, and lizards with tails. We have the koala bear that likes to prepare for winter, or shall we say a different species of bears that hibernates during the winter time to create the life of hibernate. Then we have the bunnies that lives life, jumps and leaps and makes underground burrows to be loving. Then we have the pig that sometimes likes to behave like a kid. Then we have the caterpillar that evolves into a butterfly. Seems like the caterpillar was underestimated by life. We have the chicken rooster that crows every morning to wake up the ones that are snoring. So many creatures of the earth's time, all very special and unique to life, none is exact. Then we have a gerbil trying to eat a snack. Then we have the snake that says, do not blame me, I'm just here in the world the way I came. Then we have a creature strong like an ox. Then we have small creatures like the fox. Then we have the camel living in the desert as we pray that they find water. Then we have the rams that have horns that curl back. Sometimes we have to understand the perspective of the anatomy of that. We have the duck flying up and away, then sees down an alligator living in the dirty swamp water. Then we have the fluffy llama. Then we have the hippo and the water at the bottom. We have the zebra with many stripes. Then we have rats larger than mice. And some kinds of bats that see with echo reply. On the tree you would see a sloth, and in the ocean shrimp swims in ponds. Building the water wall is the beaver, and the shark and the seal is the ocean swimmers. In the field you would see a cow, and a tiny little cat that goes meow. We have the giraffe as the tallest stand. Then we have the raccoons that loves to wash their hands. We have the polar bear in the cold. Then we have the wolf and the coyote that are never usually alone. Then we have the hog that ventured the forest, but truly they all just needed parents, special and unique. Soon will become antique. All of these creatures we pray that they speak and that they have what they need. Different species of many kinds. We are so glad that they are alive. They're all unique, a blessing of price, and the gift of life, special and unique. Soon will become antique. All of these creatures we pray that they speak and that they have what they need. We have the creatures of the ocean, we have the creatures of the land, so many different kinds to understand.